Hello, listeners.
Listeners?
I always feel so awkward starting one of these. Hi, everyone. The lovely Steph's with us.
Buongiorno.
It's a Stephisode. Nice little pink Stephisode. Oh, fucking hell. You alright?
Yeah.
Good. Settled in, ready for games. Feel like I've been doing quite a bit, and so have you. And yet, I feel like I haven't got that much to talk about, which seems odd.
I think maybe because you've been playing new stuff, but I know I've been sort of playing the same old. So it's kind of, it doesn't feel like having much interesting to say, but we always think of something.
We can still be there.
Riveting.
I've been jump straight into it.
Go on.
Old fucking Sam is the reason why I've been playing a game called Granblue Fantasy Relink, which is a fucking mouthful, and it's an RPG, like anime style sort of game, kind of like Final Fantasy-esque. It takes a lot of heavy inspiration off of Final Fantasy because apparently a lot of the developers it's made by CY Games. Apparently a lot of the development team on that are from the Final Fantasy developing team. So that's where they draw quite a lot of inspiration from it. And basically what it is, I have read the description of what it is off of Google, because they'll be able to do it far better than I will.
Why don't you wear that little bracelet?
What bracelet?
That little red one.
It's annoying on my fucking wrist.
Oh.
Granblue Fantasy Relink is a 2024 action role-playing game developed and published by CY Games. Blah, blah, blah. That's not the fucking one I wanted to read.
I was going to say, that's basically what you just said.
Yeah. What's that? Is an action role-playing game developed and published by CY Games.
No. Just say that again.
Fuck me.
It's like that guy.
I was reading...
Look at this Paul in Benidorm.
The game was released as part of the Granblue Fantasy franchise for PS4, PS5, and Windows. Basically, I think it's a. So you had Granblue Fantasy was its what's the fucking word?
What, mobile game?
It's Genesis, which was a mobile game, and Fantasy Relink is it's a sequel, but not a sequel at the same time. It's a bit, not really sure how it actually works lore wise, but it seems odd to go from mobile game straight into a PlayStation and Windows game. Sort of abandon that mobile side of it, but the game itself is actually really fun. So it's like a full price game. I think it was like 55 quid for it, something around there. Well, I didn't actually. Amazon vouchers paid for that. And it's a short game, but not short at the same time. So if you want to complete it, it's around sort of the 20-hour mark, 15 to 20 hours. To 100% it, you're looking at over 100, like 110, 120 hours to 100% it. The story's done in chapters. It's basically... You are like a sea captain or a ship captain, and you've got like your crewmates, so a group of 4 or 5 people that like constantly follow you around, and have like a central hub where you can buy new gear, upgrade your stuff, and you can buy new crewmates. And there's a whole long list of all the different, and everyone has their different abilities that you can level up and different play styles and things like that. And yeah, you just go into quests, and it's quite a simple story in a sense. The game itself is quite hack and slash, fucking kill these people, but it's decent at the same time. The visuals of it are really fucking cool. Typical anime, big fucking flashing attacks and colours fucking everywhere. And the bit that I don't like about it is very cheesy, I guess. Let's get it, guys. That kind of shit. Like, it's very heavy on that. And there are times when you think, oh, fucking hell, like, this is a bit grim. But a cool section of it that I found is they have this thing called fates, where for every character you have, you can go into like your quest. There's a person that gives you your quests. You can go and speak to them, and the fates basically give you the lore of each of those characters in sections, like episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and they're just little cutscenes of maybe like 2-3 minutes that just give you a brief roundup of who this person is and where they've come from and what they've done. But to make you want to do it, it gives you stat upgrades for every episode that you watch, so it makes you want to go back.
Reason to do it,
yeah, rather than just here's a load of lore, you can read it if you want. Obviously you can skip through it and you still get the rewards, but because they're so short and because it's all voice acted and everything, you might as well just fucking listen to them. So I quite like that aspect, because obviously if you haven't played Granblue Fantasy on the mobile, and I think there is also a Granblue anime, then lore wise you don't really know anything. I think I put about 8 or so hours in it, something like that, because I wanted to play a bit more, but I've been playing and reading other shit. But so far I think I'm about halfway through, and yeah, it seems really decent, because it was Sam that was saying one of us should try it just to see, and it is a bit of a hidden gem for a company's first crack at a console game. It's decent, man. It's nice. The art style's good. That's kind of all I've really got to say on it. It's just your typical.
Well, you're a bit of sport for choice at the minute.
Yeah, it's a very easy game to pick up and put down. Very easy, and the characters are really fun. And it looks really good. Yeah, it got decent reviews.
What would you rate it?
So far, out of 10, probably give it like a 7.5, an 8.
Oh,
probably an 8. Bad. Yeah, I'd go more towards an 8. It's short. If it were a long game, if you're talking like 60 odd hours to just do the main story, maybe not, because I can see how it would get pretty repetitive pretty quickly, like with Final Fantasy. Fucking what one was I playing?
16.
Yeah, no. 16, 15, whatever fucking one that was. And that was just boring as shit.
And yet it started off so well.
Yeah.
Or like Plague Tale up until that bit with the cart and the arrows.
Fucking hell, Plague Tale.
You haven't played the second one?
No. I played about 5 minutes of it, not even that long, and then decided no, I don't want to do it because I wanted to play it with you.
Yeah. Because
I feel like we went through that story and we bonded together on that, because that fucking mission, oh my god, I fucking hated it. It was that ruined that not
a lot of people said the same thing, to be fair.
Yeah, that last little section of the game right at the end really put it in fucking jeopardy for me.
I would go to say as far it was almost a bug.
Yeah.
Like there's something wrong there. The timing of that scene isn't right.
Yeah, and I feel like
that makes it just exponentially harder than the rest of.
If you're wondering exactly what the fuck we're talking about, a Plague Tale Innocence
yeah.
was a free game for a while ago on PlayStation, and then you've now got a Plague Tale Requiem, which is the sequel to it. There's a mission in Innocence where essentially you have to, whoever the woman is that you're playing, I can't remember her name.
No.
And a kid, you have to traverse past this road and stay behind a moving horse and carriage, or just a cart that someone's pushing whilst people are shooting arrows at you, and you use the cart as cover. And as you're getting halfway across the road, there's a set of steps to the left that go down, and then you've got a little bit and then steps back up, and then you rejoin the cart. And when you get to those steps, there's enemies that spawn at the other end of the steps, and all you've got as a weapon is a fucking slingshot with some rocks on it. But even if you upgrade the slingshot, the reload time of putting a stone in is fucking it's annoying. And basically, me, along with every other person that's ever played this fucking game, was really struggling because you kill, what was it, 3 people on that side, and then you get down the steps, and then more people spawn behind you. I think it was like 4 people behind you.
And if you don't get them before they get to you, they kill you instantly.
Yeah, instantly. There's absolutely nothing. I think you can dodge one of them, and that's it. But it's sort of like the minute they turn up and they're in range, you have to kill them straight away because you don't have the time between reloads for the next person to come. And it was, what was it, maybe like 30 odd attempts.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And the most annoying part of it is you've got this long sequence of the cart first starts being pushed, and then when you make it to the steps and then fight these people and then get battered and die, when it fucking resets it doesn't reset it at the fucking steps, which is halfway through the sequence, sorry. It's right at the beginning. So every single time you die, you've got another fucking 5 minutes of slowly pushing this cart to the point where you can then try again. It's like, fucking hell, this is really testing my patience. And basically, we figured out, because I was getting so angry, and I was like, there's no way that I'm being this shit. I've gone the entire game with very little issue, and now I can't seem to kill these fucking these 7 people. I was like, there's no fucking way. So Steph actually had a look on Reddit about it, and no, every fucker struggles with it, because what basically happens is when you used your slingshot, it automatically locked onto the people's face. You had to hit them in the face to kill them, and it would auto lock onto their heads, thus making it easy to take someone down, because the game itself isn't about the combat necessarily. It's a stealth kind of game. It's not designed around just fucking hacking and slashing and killing people. Obviously there is a lot of killing involved, but it's not to that kind of degree. So it would auto lock on someone's head, basically just an aim assist. Well, on this section of the game in the story, because of the steps going down, it was basically once an enemy got onto those steps, that aim assist would disengage. So you would be locked onto their head, but not in range. And when they reach the steps, they would then be in range. You'd fire, but because they've walked on the steps, it's unlocked from their head, so you miss.
It's actually pissing me off just listening.
So
to
then you have to reload. Yeah,
I'm
then you
angry.
have to reload. You probably managed to kill one of them, but then by that point, because you've wasted time, the next person's there and you can't reload in time. And yeah, it was because of the fucking steps. So what I then learned, which once you do it, you're like, yeah, no, that's a quick get around, but the fucking effort to learn how to do it was take them out before they've reached the steps. But in order to do that, you had to go right up to the top of the steps, which you had to be careful
and then
of.
You got done in by an arrow.
Because the geezers with the fucking arrows. So it was really
gross.
And yeah, it was that was like an hour before the game finished.
Yeah. And then there's like a really emotional scene happens immediately afterwards, but you're just too angry to give a shit.
Yeah.
I probably would have been like actually choked up, but I was like, oh well.
Yeah. Just get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So fucking annoying.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like because we bonded over that, I don't want to play Requiem with without you involved.
Okay.
Just because I feel like it would be a bit more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I think it was just the harrowing situation from that. It was too soon.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't jump back into it. But apparently, Requiem's meant to be really good. Innocence was very good, but Requiem's meant to be really like next fucking tier up from that.
Yeah.
So that's decent. So yes, I need to play that at some point. That's my rant over with that one. It's fucking
painful.
So annoying. The fact that the developers knew about it as well, and they were like, "Well, not going to fix it." So
no,
you
exactly.
fuckers, you absolute fuckers. It's almost like the minute it becomes free on PlayStation, it's like the developers just go, not making any money from that. I'm not interested.
Suddenly, I'm blind. I can't help it. Yeah.
It's fantastic.
I just feel like there's so many things I want to play and want to finish. Like I've not so much like set myself any sort of goal, because I think we're probably in for a very busy year, but I'm in the mindset of like finishing. I think last time I was on here I was talking about how like the DS and Leighton and stuff. Yeah, I mean, don't get it's not going to be like Black Flag. But yeah, that's where I'm at. But then I'm so enticed by the new, by new games. And I know you're exactly the same.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Imagine I just wish you could I don't know if anyone listening used to watch Bernard's Watch. Did you used to watch Bernard's Watch?
Rings a bell. I think so.
And he had a stopwatch, and when he pressed it down, it stopped time for everyone else but him.
Yeah.
And I used to dream of it like in school and college because I was like, God, I just pause it to have a nap and then carry on. You know what I mean? I feel like that, but for gaming would be great.
Well, the next fucking new game that the big one that's scheduled to come out is Dragon's Dogma 2, March 22nd, and that's meant to be by Capcom. And that's like, I know Ash is really excited about it, and my TikTok started to fucking incorporate those kind of videos. And it looks...
Itchy sat here. Just side note. Itchy?
No.
Oh, okay. Anyway, carry on. Sorry, Dragon's Dogma 2.
And that's meant to be really good. So whether I'll get it on day one, but yeah, just talking about like being enticed by new games, because you know what happened. You'll see clips of it and you go, that looks fucking sick. Already, I've seen lots of. Apparently, the character creator on it is meant to be next level. Better than Baldur's Gate.
You reckon?
Apparently so. I saw a picture of someone who had made a big series of characters, and the amount that they've been able to do with it is crazy. There's fucking Squidward there. There's The Witcher. There's fucking Peter Griffin. Like there's all these people that people have made, like have managed to make. Obviously, Squidward's just a blue guy with the fucking big chin and everything. But that's meant to be very decent. I know a lot of people are calling for it to be online because I think it's just single player, but it's got all different classes and stuff like that. Well, I'll have to show you a trailer of it because it looks really fucking good. So yeah, 22nd of March is when that comes out. So might have a little tickle. But like I say, you want to finish all this other shit first.
Yeah. What is it you've been playing with, Mark?
Outlast Trials. It's fucking terrifying.
I haven't actually watched you play. I've heard you play, but I haven't actually watched much of it. How closely does it follow Dead by Daylight? Like in terms of format, is it very similar?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Because that's what you said to me. You said it was a bit like DVD, but
yeah. So
it's obviously not.
So Mark loves horror games. He has an affinity for horror.
He also loves 50p's, don't you, Mark?
He loves his little 50p's.
Like
Won't fucking trade his duplicates,
will
he?
Got some duplicates there, haven't you, Mark?
He's a little weasel.
Yeah, interesting. I also have 2 duplicates that I know you didn't have. You didn't have them, so...
He's not interested, though, is he?
Well, that's
he
just
ain't fucking interested because Taylor collects coins as well. Didn't see pictures of her fucking collection, though. He's talking bollocks. Utter bollocks. It's pathetic. Anyway, he's got an affinity for horror games. And I've always had that sort of, I would love to be able to have the bollocks to play horror games, but I don't. I'll admit it, I don't.
You're absolute pussy when
I can't do it.
On VR.
I Resident Evil,
yeah,
I can't
terrible.
I can't do it. I can't do horror games. Maybe
Hang
if someone's...
on a minute, sorry.
Go on.
Sorry, everybody, ladies and gents. Just want to just quickly...
Well, what's...
Just being that you've just said that on record.
Yeah.
Right? And I know you're going to go, yeah, but it's different. The other day, when you were saying we can't watch a horror film because I'll make you turn it off, and when I never have, when actually, it's you.
Yeah, but that's different.
How?
What do you mean? And I never said it was a horror. I never said that was a horror.
You said that I wouldn't like the spiders and I'll make you turn it off.
Yeah, because that's something that you would do. You go, I don't like the spiders. The only reason...
When do I ever?
The only reason...
You're more scared of spiders than me.
No.
You are more scared of spiders than me.
Yeah, but not to watch them. The only reason that we started watching that is because I said to you that I didn't think you'd be able to do it or want to do it.
No, I've watched anything with Adam Sandler in it.
Just haven't finished it though, have we?
No, because you fell asleep.
Chicken shit.
You fell asleep.
It's not me.
Yes, it is you.
I've never stopped us from watching. So, how many movies have we flicked past before where if someone's getting their head torn off or something, and you go, "Oh no!"
Right, and then literally the second, if it's about anything else, you go, "Not watching that shit."
What do you mean?
Anything. You won't even watch Titanic.
Didn't we watch Titanic?
No, we didn't watch Titanic. We watched the last 10 minutes of Titanic.
Exactly. So we didn't need to watch any more of it. I saw what happened.
And
that was it.
It's really good, and you were like, "No." You won't watch Avatar. You won't watch the new Avatar with me.
That's because it's a long movie, man.
So
you've seen it.
It doesn't matter if it's a short movie. Yeah, but you don't fucking last 10 seconds.
Yeah, but you've seen it. Haven't you? You've seen it, haven't you?
Irrelevant.
No,
Objection.
it's not. No.
Objection. Relevance.
No, it's not irrelevant. Because if you've seen...
I want you to see it. I want to watch it again.
I can appreciate that. But
even if I hadn't seen it, you wouldn't want to fucking watch it. I watched it separately from you because you wouldn't watch it, and I was going to grow a fucking beard, die of old age, waiting for you to come and watch it with me.
You should have just asked me.
I did.
How long's that movie?
I don't know.
I'm a busy man, you know. People need me.
You've literally just sat here and spoken about all the different games you're playing, is he? And then I bought this one, and then I bought this one. The point is, you can't watch a movie that someone... me. You are. I just admitted
that. Are we listening to different podcasts? Right,
exactly.
Have you got something else on in your ears?
You just admitted it and then immediately denied it when I said it.
No, I didn't deny it. You were chatting about movies.
I played Resident Evil instead of you because you were too scared.
No, fuck off. No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You played about an extra 10 minutes that I did.
No,
and I remember. No. And I remember we got to a set of ladders and you didn't want to fucking go any further,
but
and neither did I. So we both closed our eyes and went up the ladders, and then that was it. We turned it off.
Nah.
So don't be going.
I started to feel sick because of the VR.
No, bollocks. That VR was grim as well.
Let's dig it out.
Wasn't the movement grim?
The movement?
The movement.
A little bit.
I'm not digging that out for that. The movement on that was fucking horrendous. But also, we were both chicken shits with that. Why are we arguing over it? I just admitted that I was a chicken shit with it.
Because of what you said to me the other day, that I'd make you turn it off, and I didn't.
Because I didn't think you'd like the spiders.
Well, I'm a big girl.
Alright, well then we'll finish it later on then.
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe we'll pop on Avatar later as well.
Oh.
We'll watch them side by side.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
Anyway, he's got an affinity with horror movies and horror games. And I've always liked the idea that I would have the bollocks to play them, but I don't.
Oh.
Boo-hoo. I think the last horror game I played properly was Fear 2. Oh,
of course you did.
Like PS3, I think. It was too much for me. It's
not like you.
I feel like if I had someone with me, then it's a little bit more comforting. And basically, Outlast Trials. So you've got Outlast 1, and then there's Outlast 2, and then there was like a different spin-off thing, I think. And chatting to Mark about them, they are the only horror games that he can't do.
Oh, is it?
He said, I can't do them. Outlast, they're single player horror games, and I think it's like your typical like mental asylum. You're trying to make a documentary, or so you're a news reporter.
The classic.
Yeah, you go into a mental asylum and fucking everyone's trying to fucking kill you. There's all sorts of weird shit going on. And you're constantly being chased and shit like that.
And this is the format of this one, or usually?
Yeah, the whole Outlast series.
So how does it become multiplayer?
So the way that this works, I don't know exactly how it attaches onto Outlast 1 and 2, lore-wise, but the way that it works for us is you're basically part of the mental asylum. And
what, a patient or staff?
Yeah, you're a patient. You've got your own cell that you can fucking decorate, and
Amazing.
You can change your outfit. And then there's like a mess room that you can go downstairs to, where you can play fucking chess with people, like real time fucking chess, where they press the clock and everything after every move. You can arm wrestle with people on a different like table, and essentially, you are told that if you do these certain things, you'll be released from the mental asylum. They're basically experimenting on you as the player, and there's a main story to it, but it's also you can team up with other people and do like weekly missions and stuff like that. And so far, the main story that we've done, give you an example, was you like log into like this terminal, and it gives you a drop down of the missions and stuff like that, and then you select one, and it'll be like you go into this pod and you're basically on a train, and it takes you to like a police station, was one that we were doing. And what we were told we needed to do in order to be released was fill up this generator and turn the power back on. And it might be you have a map fucking yay big with 20 different rooms in it, and the fuel might be on that side and the generators on that side. However, what you have is one enemy or one killer or whatever. It's like the one that we keep getting pop up is like this prison guard with a massive taser, but he's all like burnt and fucking mouldy and shit like that. And he's like, you got to be constantly on the lookout for him. And then every now and then, sort of like every 5 minutes or whatever, these trap doors open up. There's like an alarm that sounds, and these trap doors open up, and like more enemies come out for a brief period searching for you and fucking. And as the player, you have like a video camera, so you can see in the dark. But obviously that's got batteries, so it drains the batteries. So you can pick up more batteries to recharge it. You can pick up bottles and bricks and stuff like that, which stun the enemies. But apart from stunning them, there's not really anything more that you can do. And it's basically just complete the objective, but it's very stealthy. And if you're sitting in the dark and you don't move, most of the time the enemies, if they're nearby, they won't see you. There's broken glass and tin cans and shit. If you stand on them, like you're alerted. There's loads of hiding spots and things like that. It's very sound orientated, but it's just fucking utter chaos because it's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying because these enemies, they look horrible. There's one that wears like a gas mask and comes out just fucking spraying gas. There was this weird fat bitch clown thing with the fucking clowns on her hand with like a drill coming out of it, and it like drills your face to pieces. But it's proper like gory. And the last mission we did, we had to make a soup for a load of orphans. The objective was to fill it up with bleach. Fill this massive vat up with bleach that had like all bodies in it and shit like that, and then it gets fed to the mannequin orphans and shit like that. It's just very creepy, weird things. But as the character, you can level up.
Sorry, that wasn't me moaning. I hurt my hip. I moved my leg.
You like these characters, do you?
Sorry. Oh, I beg it didn't pick that up.
It did. So you can level up your characters and unlock like different perks and shit like that. Like you can run around with like a gas canister that heals you, or like a stun grenade and shit like that, or like what I'm running around with is like X-ray goggles. So I think it's like every 30 seconds I can activate it.
I keep hearing you go, the X-ray.
I can hear the X-ray. But it's just terrifying because in the panic, because you can't fucking do anything, you just have to run and try and hide from these people, otherwise they just constantly chase you. When they see you, it's just terrifying. And when you got Mark on the other end, who by the way doesn't shut the fuck up. Shut up, Mark. Just shut the fuck up for 5 minutes. I snapped at him the other day because he wouldn't shut up.
Saying doing what?
Making noise. He gives a running commentary. It's like listening to his own podcast when he's playing a game. The geezer does not shut up. And when everything is sound orientated, he's on one end of the map, dealing with whatever bullshit he's dealing with. He's being attacked by whatever and not left alone. He's wondering why he's not being left alone, but he's constantly running around fucking, might as well booting doors down, smashing tin cans and all sorts of shit, right? I'm fucking hiding in a corner on the other end of the map, trying to steer clear of people, and all I can hear is him going, "Oh, fucking hell. Oh, Jesus, mate, fucking leave me alone."
Mate, I had to shut 3 doors.
Yeah, but
I had to shut 3 doors, son.
I said to him the last time we played, I said, "Will you shut the fuck up for 5 minutes?" He was like, "What for?" I said, "I need to fucking hear." He's like, "No, you don't." I said, "Yes, I do. I can't hear the people around me."
What you lack in running commentary, you make up for in...
Why?
The dog was hiding. She was frightened for her life.
I couldn't do anything.
Oh, mate, you are unreal. I'm all for, you know me. Everyone, you know what I mean? I'm a chill lass. I don't care. Make noise if you want to make noise. But I was fucking jumping. I was trying to do my makeup, nearly blinded myself.
Let me let you into a little secret, yeah?
I miss what you used to do with the VR thing so that I could hear the telly as well. I miss that. Oh, yeah. Because now I hear nothing and then you just scream.
I think you can still do that, but it creates an echo. No, it creates an echo on the fucking mics. Mm-hmm. Let me let you into a little secret.
Oh, there we go. Go on.
When you're playing with Meg.
Oh my! What? Hang on. Sorry. Just for the record, how many times have I played with Meg?
No. This is not quantity.
No, I know. But just say, how many times have I played with Meg?
It doesn't matter.
No, I'd just like you to answer for me because we both know.
Multiple times.
Once.
No, multiple times.
Once.
No, it's not once.
Once.
No.
Once.
When she was here as well, that counts.
That's different in person
No,
because you can hear us. Once I have played online with Meg. Were you there? Once.
No, you're looking.
No. Carry on.
No, you're looking at this as if it's a dig.
On.
As if this is a dig. It's not a dig. I'm just telling you.
Come on.
You're just as loud when you're playing with people.
But I'm not screaming.
Yes, you are. Yes, you fucking are.
But the point is,
and it's fine
babe,
because
once.
it's excitement.
Exactly.
Yes, but you would be the same if you was playing with Meg all the time.
But the point is, I didn't do anything, did I? I'm just saying I had to shut 3 doors. You're having a pop at Mark, and actually, mate, you're just as bad.
No, fuck Mark. He's got a running commentary. Okay. You can't help it. It's a horror game. It makes you scream. When we played the other morning, and I said to him, I said, I've got to be quiet because it's like 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning. I was like, people who are asleep, I got to be a little bit at ease. And it was difficult when you're fucking jumping, but you can't do anything. It's terrifying. It's very terrifying. Also, you're blown away because you've got the headset on, so you can't really hear how much louder you are being. It's very difficult.
No, I'm aware. As I say, do what you like. I'm just saying, don't
suppressed.
Don't have a go at Mark.
My gaming's being suppressed.
Don't have a go at Mark because you're exactly the same.
No, but mine a little outburst because there's a reason to get scared. Whereas Mark,
but at least Mark's is interesting to listen to. If he's explaining what's going on, that'd be
great.
What
do you mean? He's not explaining what's going on.
All I get is
He's not explaining what's going on. He's just sitting there going, just fuck off.
Just hear me out. If you just replay what I just did for the last 5 seconds. Just replay that over and over for about 3 hours and see how you feel.
You're just fucking jealous because you can't get in on the action.
Well, because I have no friends. Yeah, I know.
Exactly. This is not how you make more. Yeah. Can't help it. Can't be helped. The gamer screams. You know, I yearn for the ability to really be as loud as possible without consequence, without annoying other people, because I'm hyper aware that when you're gaming and you're getting into it, you are usually loud, and there are other people who don't necessarily want to deal with you fucking shouting and screaming every 5 seconds. So I would love to have that.
We'll get you a little sound booth.
To have that back. You know what that rolls me into is that I saw in development, or slowly being rolled out or whatever, is basically like this gamer muzzle that you can wear, right? It's basically just like a muzzle, and it's so that you are able to be as loud as you want, screaming, shouting, saying whatever, and in game the sound is absolutely fine and is as loud as you are actually being, but on the outside it's as quiet as it possibly can be. So if I'm proper screaming into the mic, all you're hearing is nowhere near as loud. But the idea of having to fucking bang a muzzle on, but I would just for the fact that I could be fucking loud as shit, because I can't do that in the house that we live in, because it's not fair.
We'll never be able to do it again.
Not with the
dog.
We're
always going to have neighbours and a dog.
Fuck the neighbours. Don't worry about them.
That's how you get complaints.
Don't fucking matter. Don't worry about that. No, once I find out it's what's the buttons, a free pass. I go, it's fine. It's working. It's not a problem. But yeah, the game just instills fear. I'm running around in like a Michelin Man costume. It's very fun. It's very, very interesting to look at. But the game itself is scary. But the leveling up system is what makes it fun, because I feel like we joined a game where there was like a level 34 geezer with us, and the difficulty spike was incredible. We were all flattened in about 5 minutes. We just murdered. It was crazy. But the abilities that you slowly unlock and things like that just make life a little bit easier. It's fun unlocking that kind of shit. It's decent. Me and Mark have been looking for another game, because obviously Dead by Daylight was our number one for a long time, and so was Rocket League, and Dead by Daylight is still going, but for us it sort of it's not stale, it's just we haven't played it for a while, and we were just looking for something else, and we feel like Outlast Trials could possibly be that thing. Are you good?
Yeah, there's something on my foot. I'm listening. There was just something on my foot.
So yeah, it's good fun. Good. And for 30 quid, you know what I mean? It's not mega expensive. It's just enjoyable.
Nice. Yes.
But it's got like in-game chat that we don't use because obviously we're part of the party, the PlayStation party. But it's cross-play and all that bollocks.
Is it?
Yeah. So everyone's able to join in, and I like that you can decorate your own cell, because when you log into a game, you're put into obviously this room with other people, and you can look at all their cells and shit like that and what they've done and all that cool shit. So it's interesting. It's a fun game. It hasn't been out that long. Probably be the last horror that I play, because it is just terrifying. You can play it solo. And I was saying to Mark, like, how would you do this solo? I don't understand it. I don't understand
Give
it.
it a go.
But I feel like there'll be some fun clips to be made from playing that, because it's just fucking anarchy. I think you can play up to a maximum of 4 people per party, which I've seen a couple of clips of it, and it just looks so funny, because you can stun people by throwing bricks and shit at them. So when someone's being attacked by an enemy, you can also run up and kick the enemy, but it like exhausts you. Well, when there's 3 other people there, it's got 3 gazers just fucking kicking the shit out of this person. It just looks funny. So I'd like to do some of that, but for now it's just me and old Manister playing, because that works. But they take long, man. Like, missions are taking like an hour.
You've gone off Helldivers then?
Kind of a little bit. Just haven't. I think I was saying to Ash, I'm out of the loop quite a bit now. So I'm nowhere near the level compared to everyone else. So I haven't unlocked anywhere near the decent shit. So everyone's sort of gone off and done their, like, is now at a much higher rank, whereas I'm down the bottom. So I'm effectively no good. So, and from the Helldivers like community, I've been seeing a lot that it's quite a toxic community to be a part of. Like, people getting kicked because they're not farming and doing this and doing that and blah, blah, blah. But I'm still keeping up with, like, the lore and what's going on with it. I'm still part of it. I'm a reserve, basically. I'll be called in when fucking democracy needs to be had and they really need to pull in everyone. But for now, I'll let the main soldiers crack on and do what they need to do. When you need cannon fodder, I'll come out the woodwork.
Fair enough.
But right now they don't need me, so they can just crack on. It's good. There was actually a conspiracy that the automatons are not the bad guys, and they're just trying to reclaim their homeland.
I really thought you were going to be like real people.
No, just
and that it's some sort of crazy like.
Yeah,
you've just gone mental. Gamers.
And it was like basically like they're just trying to reclaim their home that was taken by the brainwashed civilians of Super Earth. And that the people of Super Earth are actually the bad guys, because they've taken over. I think it was like the automatons in Helldivers 1, the faction that was like basically like the automatons makers. I can't remember what they were called. But they were overrun by Helldivers, and subsequently their planet was then overthrown by the Helldivers. And now it's the automatons are trying to push them back to regain the homeland of their like ancestors or some shit like that. It's
Drama.
the theory that's sort of circulating with it, which is always interesting when fan theories like that pop up. But yeah, I haven't been playing it that much.
No.
What have you been up to?
I've not played any Leighton. Well, I did a bit and then haven't picked it up. And then Dreamlight had a new update. And I can't remember if I bought the DLC, my jammy little bundle.
Yeah, what the Monsters Inc.
Yeah, we talk about that, did we?
You did buy it.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I did. I'm saying, had I done that last time I was on here?
No, we didn't, and we didn't talk about it either.
Did we not?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, well, it was it's a decent little update that's come out. And I, as I say, I got a good deal on the DLC and the Moonstones and whatnot. Why did you look
so is that?
You look really confused.
I'm trying to work out. It's not free to play, is it?
No, it's not going to be free to play anymore.
It's never going to be free to play.
No.
So keep charging for it.
Yeah.
I'd love to know how much money they're making off of it.
Probably really a lot.
Because didn't we try and find the player stats for it, and it was a bit.
I can't remember.
It was a bit hazy because.
But it's an interesting one because it's like the best of both worlds in a way. A lot of people are quite angry because they see it as we were the guinea pigs, and then now there's things that we can never own because they come with, it's called whatever edition. It kind of works both ways, because there's things that other people can never own because they were only in those at first. Like, there was 3 tiers of early access. I think I got the second tier. And you got like this handful of stuff. Anyway, then when they said, right, okay, the game, I couldn't even tell you if it's actually, I think it has released now as it is. Where, yeah, it had stuff with it. Only like, you know, an outfit and a house style or whatever. But obviously there's people that are like, we should have got that. We should have got that for free because we can't buy that. So there was a bit of beef over that, but
the game was fully released on December 5th.
Yeah, that's
2023.
There you go. Well, yeah. Anyway, and then the DLC I think came out around the same time. That's getting an update soon. They're staggering it, so each time they update the base game, it's normally like a couple of months later the DLC will get an update.
Was when you bought it, was that under the pretense it was early access when you bought it?
Yeah.
So you paid for it as early access, so you were essentially paid beta testers supporting the development of that game.
Yeah. And then they essentially said, but then the irony was I never wanted it to go free to play. I never wanted it to go free to play because then you get that silly shit like fucking.
Well, I remember us having the discussion about it. Is that once it goes free to play, you have to think they have to get their money
somehow,
somewhere, and somehow, and it's. Like we said before, we were trying to speculate as to whether it would be: do you bring in more cosmetics, or do you start bringing in stuff that makes the game a little bit quicker, but at a cost? Yeah,
and ultimately, they are doing that, and they aren't. If you think that. So you don't have to spend any money, and it's still very, very enjoyable, very full, you know, and fleshed out. That is the case, right? That's fair to say. But that being said, when I realised I'd get the good deal on the DLC, where basically, because of the deal that was with it, the moonstones you got was essentially 50 quid's worth of moonstones, plus a house cosmetic, some clothing, and the pet thing. Was like £13, so it was ridiculous what you were actually getting those moonstones for. Technically, bear in mind some cosmetics with the regular moonstones, if you were going to pay money, is literally like £10 for an outfit, 20 quid for this, that, and the other. So it was ridiculous. Well, in the DLC, you get a new. It's huge. Like the DLC is actually huge, and when you think that it's a map is almost the same size as the original map. With areas to unlock, you get a new form of. It's hard to describe it. You know how you've got like moonstones are the ones that you can spend money on, but then there's that different form of currency that you just earn in game. Yeah. Well, in the main one, that's Dreamlight. In the DLC, it's like Mist or something, and so you get a new form of that, but you also get a new tool to collect that and then create all these different stuff, including things that auto garden, auto like harvest. Yeah,
where they streamline the game a little bit.
So it kind of is what we thought, whereby you can't have the DLC unless you spend actual people money on it. So you won't have access to those things unless you own the DLC. But it's in such a way where it's not that deep. It's not like you're missing out by not having that. It's just an extra thing, and you do have to really fucking grind for it. It's not just take my money and do that. You still have to do a lot of stuff to then earn those things.
I feel like from a cosmetic point of view, like you say, where people are getting angry that there's certain things that you could only access if you was an early access player, and then now there's things that you can only access if you buy the full release version, which you won't do. Well, most people won't do because you already own the game. I feel like in that sense, in that instance, it should be if you were an early accessor from a certain point, you automatically gain those items in the full release because you have actively aided in that game being a full release. Thus, subsequently, you are part of the reason as to why that cosmetic is in the game in the first place, because you're the reason why it's released fully. You should just be given that as a given.
But then also, it was only because they've like revamped the mailbox in this last update, because you don't delete anything of your mail, they just go like grey. But they're all there from the very, very, the first day I ever played it. And actually, when you see how much stuff they have given us, they would give you enough one time they just gave you enough moonstones to the star path just to say sorry for what had been going on. They gave you everyone, past and future, gets the big statue and gets the thing. So I don't think that they've not been generous, but I think I potentially I'm more of a casual player. Like there's someone who I wanted to see their new, because they've got a premium shop, and it's like 4 to 8 items every 10 days or something like that. And people, obviously, you got the content creators who will buy all those things so that, at the end of the day, I wanted to look, so I go onto YouTube, and if that person hadn't have spent their money buying all 4 of those things, I wouldn't have watched their video XX, as the line goes
most
down.
Content creators, if they're actually, if that's their job, they just claim it fucking back anyway.
Well, yeah. But there's also the people who like to have it. Like, apparently, I didn't even know it was a thing. Apparently, all the furniture you can buy will come again, but apparently the clothing never does, which I never knew, and don't 100% get. But there's this person was like, oh no, I buy out everything every day because I want to own it all. And in the collections, there's a whole, like how they've got, your page with everything, like an inventory of everything that you have or don't have yet. And essentially you can't actually necessarily 100% it, because there's things that you cannot get anymore that still display as missing, which I don't.
But that's normal with most games that incorporate a
time limited stuff. Exactly.
Yeah, that is the entire reason why time limited items have an appeal. Because they're time limited.
Want to own.
It's the same in fucking WoW. So much shit is that and Final Fantasy, most MMOs, is they have cosmetics that are time gated. That's why with like the Amazon Prime gaming and shit like that, why a lot of people in the WoW community kicked off, because there was a lot of stuff that was being given out for free that for years and years and years have either been extremely expensive to obtain or impossible to obtain, because that the time has passed. So people were arguing, going, well, you've just diminished any value that my mount or whatever it was held, because you're giving it away to free to millions of people for nothing.
Well, yeah, and I think perhaps it's because we're in such early days of the game where that still feels quite fresh for people. They're thinking, hang on a minute, I've gone through all of the crashing, all of the bug reporting, all of the, the this, that and the other, and then someone who's buying the game tomorrow gets these cosmetics that I cannot access. That's what I think people are annoyed about.
It's a bit of
I personally don't really give a shit. But
no, but it's still a bit of a grubby thing. If you've been paying from early access and you don't get access to the fucking stuff that you get on full release.
But then the people who are getting that don't get what we got.
Yeah, but they weren't part of the early access. They are buying a product where all the work has already gone into it. They're just the consumer. At the point where you're paying for a game when it's early access and you're actively playing that game, regardless of if you're reporting bugs or not, you're still playing that fucking game. You're still doing stuff in aid of that game development. You aren't just the consumer. You're a very, very, very tiny part of that development team.
Do you not think, though, that, yes, I think my experience in particular... Well, actually, no. I thought I'd probably somewhere in the middle. Yes, it crashed quite a lot, but that was a Switch issue, not a problem with the Switch, but a lot. It was more prevalent on the Switch with crashing, and you could tell. Even now, I still hold my breath waiting for it to happen, because you could almost feel it coming. If you I'm talking planted a seed, harvested it, turned around, picked that up, pressed that, and then it's almost like the game goes. And then, you'd go, oh, fuck. Because the little loaded thing, you go, oh, here we go. And that doesn't happen now. But I do also think that it's almost... Other than that, it was no more buggy than my fucking Hogwarts Legacy was. Do you know what I mean? It's not like it was some half-baked game. It was very, very complete by the time we were all playing it. It really, really wasn't much different. You're talking little like ultimately, other than some graphical sequences and, you know, slightly maybe more refined ways of doing things, quality of life improvements, it really, and then ignoring the obvious thing of content, obviously there's more content, it really wasn't some, you know, as I say again, it wasn't this, I don't feel like I wasn't playing a complete game.
No, but there would have been a whole lot of people that were playing that as early access that would have been reporting every single bug that was coming up, and every single little issue was bringing attention to it. And
I do feel like we got a lot of free things for that. Like it almost to the extent where now I'm almost expecting, I'm going, oh, nothing this month then. Because they were giving us so much stuff. Loads and loads of stuff.
Yeah. But
I think you secretly hate Dreamlight.
No, I don't hate Dreamlight.
You got beef with it though.
No, I haven't got beef with it. I just think from a game that has clearly got so much more money that can be pumped into it, that it could be a little bit more streamlined. But at the end of the day, I don't play it. I've never played it, and I don't watch a whole lot of it. But the bits that I have watched, I quite like it. It's not my kind of game, but I can appreciate it because, like the latest one with Monsters Inc. I love Monsters Inc. So I enjoy that. Or when you see fucking Buzz Lightyear running around as a tiny action figure, I like it. I've said to you before, I think they've missed a trick with not having as much voice acting as they could have, because to me it seems like you'd have people queuing up out the fucking door to voice act for that, because there's no one that, obviously you've got little quips and stuff like that, but they're not done by the original actors of the fucking characters, they're done by other people. So for me, I would find the game far more engaging and interactive and give it that little bit of extra depth if these fucking characters that most of us and the people listening have grown up with, in terms of like the Lion King, the fucking aliens from Toy Story, like all these characters, if they were given more of a voice, it just makes it that little bit more interesting. That's one of the things that I feel like they've failed on. But like I say, other than you, my knowledge of the game is very limited, because I don't operate in that circle. It's not my bank.
Yeah.
I'm not there. I think I downloaded it for you, didn't I, when I had Game Pass, because it was free on that.
Can't remember.
I think.
Yeah.
So I don't hate Dreamlight at all. I just think that they must be making some serious dough. And I don't know, I think there's just a couple of little bits. The crashing, even though you say it doesn't happen, you have crashed a couple of times when you've last played it.
Not for a long time though. Yeah, but when you think relative to the hours I'm putting into it, it is very easily 95% less.
Yeah, and I suppose crashes they do just happen. It's far less than what it used to be. When I first started watching you playing it, it was like every fucking hour it was crashing. It's like that's not acceptable.
And I'm playing it on the OLED now instead of my original Switch.
Yeah.
Whether that has a bunch of bearing, I don't know.
Yeah, it's I think you have to watch out for the cosmetic appeal there, because it must be such a tempting little slice of cake to fucking chomp down on, in that you've got all this plethora of characters that you've been given access to, that basically 2/3 of the fucking world has some connection with, and the temptation to monetize that and try and fucking milk that cash cow harder than what they already are must be so unbearable, because you just know you could slap any old shit, anything with fucking Mickey Mouse ears on it, a lump of shit with Mickey Mouse ears on it, most of the fucking Disney community is going to jump on it because it's got fucking ears on it. They're like nerds to Star Wars. Any old shit with Star Wars plastered on it, some fucking idiot's going to buy it. It's the same with Disney. You bang some ears on something, someone's going to fucking buy it.
This
that's cool.
is what gets me as well, because I find the selection of characters that are available very interesting. if you think like like Tangled, they had in the base game the evil stepmother, right? But not Rapunzel. She's locked behind the DLC.
Yeah.
And then you got Wally, but not Eve.
Yeah, because they've
and
done
then
it.
For some fucking reason, which I find really like odd, Gaston, who the fuck wants him? And Jafar, who I haven't actually got to yet. In fact, he's still locked in some fucking sandy like thing that I've got to unlock him from, and I'm like, stay there. And I just find some of the choices are quite odd.
But it's because it's done for a reason. I mean, that is done for a.
I think Tiana and Mulan are coming though.
There'll be a heavy marketing team behind it that will look into the psychology of everything and see the patterns. A
lot of people like villains. I'm personally never that fussed with the villains. So again, what it more so is just trying to appeal to every kind of demographic. And actually touching on what you said about the voice acting and stuff, and I think the characters in general, the ones who, as a kid or a teenager or whatever, I liked more, I actually hate the most in the game because they're not correct in the sense of like, if they say something that isn't, because I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm somewhere in between a Disney adult or not, if you know what I mean. I'm not going to push a kid out of the way, and I fucking hate character meets and shit like that, but I will go to Disneyland. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's like that fine line. And there's just little things that as you're, obviously like I'm playing this game, but some bits of it are incredible, and then some bits really aren't. Or like someone was saying on wherever it was the other day about like Belle's face, and she does look a little bit odd,
iffy,
and they're thinking like, what's the point? Like, did you half-ass? Did you rush it? Like whatever. No, I don't think she looks terrible. But like I find Mickey really, really horrible. I really don't like. He looks really creepy.
Weird,
his eyes are so wide, and it's like seriously, if there was going to be one character that you could maybe like work a bit harder on,
it'd be Mickey.
But then actually, Lou and Lois, they didn't. They were like, I don't know what you're on about. I'm like, no, he looks like he's on something.
You can't please everyone, can you? There's always going to be some people that are going to have something to say, and others that will have nothing to say.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think I don't really feel too strongly about any of it, give or take, if you know what I mean.
It's just a fun game, isn't it? It's not fucking live or die.
No,
it's not. But there will be people that play it where it is.
Well, you think
that is fucking the epitome.
Yeah, at the moment, I am checking the shop every day. I am going to finish the Star Pass and stuff like that because it's stuff that but at the same time, I put it down for like 6 months, didn't touch it.
Yeah. You have,
and probably will again.
Yeah, you have your moments with it. Everyone's like that with most games. Yeah. It's very difficult to find a game where you truly are happy logging into it and playing it at some point every single day or the majority of your working week. It's very difficult to find that, especially outside of something that's a multiplayer or an MMO. So
excuse me.
Yeah. I think we'll leave it there because I really need a wee.
Okie doke.
But fantastic. Going to go and do the fucking Patreon.
Okay.
Let's have fun. All right. Well, hope you enjoyed that. See you later. Uru.
Uru.